Hello, welcome to Heavy Metal Gaming. I'm your host, Heavy Metal, although today I will be playing the part of Bo Duke as we explore the Hazard County, Georgia map. With me today doing this exploration is my good friend Country Bumpkin. Country, over to you.
Hey y'all, hope you enjoy what you're about to see. Really excited to be working with Bo on this one, and for the rest of the time, you can just go ahead and call me Luke.
So, we're going to go for a quick tour around the map here in the General Lee, which I'll show you in just a minute from the outside. You've seen the inside now. We're going to start in the southwest corner at the ethanol plant. After we leave the shop here, we're going to make a left-hand turn and head down that road at the edge of the map. And Luke and I will give you some commentary along the way. We're going to start there and then kind of just go wherever we feel like going after that. We're just two good old boys riding around.
I
Anything you want to
can't get
add
it.
there, Luke?
I just can't get over how static you look right now, Bo.
Yeah, yeah. I'm really hoping they improve that for FS22 because the way you're sitting there in that seat, it's scary. I feel like I'm about to get beat up with your fists.
He's probably bracing for what's about to happen.
All right, let's take a quick pop to the outside of the General Lee here. This is not the General Lee mod that comes with the map. It is another one that I've downloaded off of fs19.net. And the reason for that is that it's a bit superior of a mod. So, not significantly superior, but it handles a little bit better, sounds a little bit better. In the looks department, I would call them about the same. They look a little bit different, but neither one of them's 100% accurate to the car from the show.
This one, the other one has I believe has the engine mount, the hood scoop engine, and that's very inaccurate. I'm sorry, but it is.
You are very correct, unless you're looking at the stupid movie that they made a few years ago. Anyway, we won't talk about that.
Yeah.
That beautiful Hemi sound, even though none of the cars really used in the show actually had a Hemi.
No.
It was dubbed over. Interesting bit of trivia from the show. A good portion of the cars used for that show, Dukes of Hazzard, and a couple of other shows actually came from a train wreck where they paid a whopping $1 per car. But the agreement was that the cars could never be sold for road use. So they were all crushed after they were done being used. Which is kind of sad because, that means there's only a few of these left that were actual show used. The Knight Rider cars are another one that was part of that. I don't remember what other shows were. Do you happen to remember there, Luke?
What back in the day for the 18 bands?
Oh yeah, yeah. I suppose we should be on the correct side of the road here, so we don't get plowed by oncoming traffic. Now, I've never really toured the map before. My buddy here has. Um, so this is pretty much my first time seeing the majority of things on here.
It's a nice looking map. I think the map maker it was more of a fan of the aspect than of the show because there's not too many things that you expect that you would see in Hazard County. I'd say.
Yeah, and the description of the map pretty much reflects that too. I think it says something along the lines of real topography from Georgia
Yeah.
to just give you the
Uh,
general look and feel.
Now this looks wildly coyote.
Ooh,
You can
okay.
see that,
Apparently he didn't
right?
want to take that tunnel either, huh? So it's a decent job disguising the border of the map.
Yeah, I've
It's,
seen worse.
I've seen much worse. So this is our ethanol plant here on the right. Seems to be pretty standard. I've never actually seen one in Georgia,
Well, yeah, man.
so I don't know what they tend to look like down there, but the ones I've seen in Iowa and Wisconsin, this is, pretty much it.
North Carolina, we don't grow a lot of corn, so we don't. Wherever the ethanol plants are, I have no clue. We got a lot of taters.
I believe that. Overall, the buildings seem pretty well done. Not the best I've seen, but really far from the worst.
Yeah, the immersion so far is nice. It does look like an American map. I've seen a lot of so-called American maps that look more European than American.
I would agree with that.
And I've never been to Europe, but I can tell it's not American.
Now, I'd love to be adventuresome and take a ride down the tracks here, but I don't know the schedule of the train, so I think we'll skip that today and maybe take the little dirt road here. If this even goes anywhere. Just onto a platform for the train. Not sure what you would load over here, but no big deal. We can head back up by the shop and head out from there. Now we're going to do the majority of this tour from inside the car, just to give you a different perspective, be able to look around out the windows like I'm doing right now, things like that. But just so that you can appreciate the wonderful throaty sound of this mod, I'm going to jump outside for a minute. And that also gives me a good opportunity, now that you've seen the outside of the car and appreciated the wonderful way it sounds. This is a unique format, we think, that I'm going to call him Bumpkin this time just because we're talking about our YouTube channels. And I are doing where we are each riding in the car, and we're going to explore the map that way and give our different perspectives, and then have each of our own videos up on our own channels. So
And for each map, we're trying to get somewhat of an accurate vehicle mod to match what we're doing. As a general you see is fitting for Hazard County.
and we do intend for this to be an ongoing series, especially once FS22 comes out. And we're going to call it Riding with the Boys. And hopefully you guys all like it.
It won't always be metal driving or hosting for that matter. We'll switch it up some between the two of us.
Yep. I might host them all just because I've got everything set up, but we're definitely going to take turns driving and giving our unique perspectives. Looks like I missed a little two-track road here that we could have taken over from the ethanol plant. I didn't see that it comes out the backside there, but that's cool.
We haven't even hit the boundaries of this map yet.
This is a 4X map, and it seems to be pretty well designed for multiplayer, to the point that I started this game on farm manager mode, and it had a bunch of already created farms that were named, had different amounts of money for doing different things. Just an interesting way of doing things. with a map, and I kind of like that. And I like all these small little homes out. I mean, we've only seen a couple so far, but I assume that the whole map has them. Just little homes out in the middle of nowhere.
As it should be in Georgia.
Exactly. Like you said earlier, it definitely has the feel that way. Oops, I want to go down that other little road over here to the edge of the map, so we can get an idea of how well the map edges are designed. Seeing one definitely does not cover your bases. All right. That's a good way to disguise the edge of the map.
Yeah.
If we ever play multiplayer on here, that's my house. It's where I'm gonna live. Alright, where's that turn? Should be right up here. Yes. Right there.
Yep, right there.
Sometimes driving inside the vehicle's cab like this, it's definitely challenging.
Oh, I'm just riding now. This is not challenging at all.
You're not driving.
Excited about the wildlife for SF, that's Farming Simulator 22. How about you?
Oh, definitely. I mean, like right here, I'm looking off to our right down the stream here, and it'd be nice to see some kind of wildlife, whether it be ducks on the water, a deer standing off in the woods, squirrels running on the trees.
I still think they missed an opportunity. Any modders listening, think about, you ready for it? Roadkill.
Oh, ooh. I can tell you why Giants would not do that in the base game.
Giants.
Yeah. But I can tell you exactly why they would never do it. It's because of the game rating. They want to keep the game rating so that it's accessible to everyone, basically. And then those of us that are crazy can use mods.
Modders, I mean, look at there's productions. There's a lot you can do with Roadkill on a Georgia map too.
So looks like a sawmill. Check our map here.
So have you been in the cat equipment up there? Why don't you go have a look in there?
Yeah, I have. But let's show the viewers. So this map is pretty interesting in that it does provide you with equipment that you can use. You can even sell it if you want to. We don't actually own it in this game, but if you start a regular New Farmer game, you'll own it.
R.I.P. Mr. Crane.
Nice.
Okay, now this is kind of we can't get in it, can we?
No, because unlike
That's right.
let's move it away from it. It's pretty loud.
Yep. Let's go back to the.
Yeah, unlike when you start a new game as New Farmer, when you start in either of the other two game modes, you don't own it, so you don't have access to driving it.
Give me a minute, man. I forgot my. I forgot my.
Shift Z.
I forgot what I was saying first.
Here I am leaving you behind because I thought you were in the car already. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, I thought you beat me into the car.
It was weird when you got out and threw me in the driver's seat.
Yeah, I think it's just a minor bug with Universal Passenger. Oops.
But what I was saying about the CAD equipment, when if you play this game on single player, when you get a chance to get in and look at it, it's very cartoony. Not some of the best work, but hey, you get what you get.
Well, and the cool part is that you can use it at all.
Yeah,
You know, that you don't have to buy equipment. Now, my curiosity is,
I
can we actually get from here over to that flour mill? It looks to me like the only way to do it is on the tracks. So let's be naughty.
all right, let's go ahead.
Yeehaw! Whoa!
Yes.
Little stunt driving for you. Good times. So this is apparently a flour mill. And do you know anything about it there, Luke?
Let's-
Or do we just need to explore?
I think we just need to explore. When I played, it was more for the nostalgia, and about 2 hours later, I was overwhelmed. Let's just say overwhelmed. If you actually see the size of this map, you're no fun.
So it does have a tipping point outside where you can tip your trailers in. But what I find interesting is that inside there's a chute by the one door here. Like you can get your stuff back out of it, and there is a digital sign here. Right behind you there.
Yes.
Yeah, that digital
To the
sign there.
chute.
Hmm. Very
Well,
interesting.
this has its own type of global company script built in, if I'm not mistaken.
That, I believe you're correct. Something built in anyway. It definitely has quite a few mods that it requires, so make sure you don't delete them. Um, they do come with it. It is a map that you have to unzip into your mods folder in order to use it. Now, what I find really interesting here is how would you normally get in here?
There's the entrance way that way. And I know it's got to
Whoa,
connect to a
let's not
road.
get hit
There's
by
a
the
road.
train! Whoop!
Hey, this isn't Grand Theft Auto. Not much is gonna happen to the car.
Oh, did not see that coming in time.
Well, at least the train's usable on this map too. So
And there are multiple. There are two, if I recall, right?
I think so. Yeah.
So, I mean, we can get in here to the building. There's the tipping
Yeah.
point. Is there some way through the sawmill that I missed?
Let's see.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Right here,
Yeah, right here. Yep.
where we came through originally. So you have to go through the sawmill to get into that flour mill. Good to know.
Let's.
Where's the brakes? I had no brakes. We must have been airborne. Yeah, let's not do that. Apparently I can't drive today. Normally in FS my driving is pretty good. What am I hitting? The log pile. I bet we clipped the edge of that log pile or something and went airborne.
Another missed opportunity in vehicle damage.
Now that one
Sure,
I
just
agree with
do.
you on, but I think even that makes you have to have like a higher rating on your game, which is kind of silly, but
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, just the way they do some of the ratings is kind of crazy. Gotta make it fun for everybody.
I kind of like that they've got traffic out here on the back roads. What do you think?
Yeah, anywhere there's traffic. I know there's some static people around here somewhere too.
No, no static people. They're
Not
evil.
static people, walking people, not static
Okay.
people. I'm sorry.
Those static people are evil.
I didn't say static people either. I meant apologies, but they're kind of weird. Just we'll get there and follow them around. We'll
um,
stalk them.
yeah, yeah. I like that the traffic comes down the back roads because on a lot of maps it's only on the main road, which is not very realistic.
Now, if you're into role playing, this would be a great role playing map for the nostalgia alone. Get you a couple of police cars, a wrecker.
Actually, they have a whole set of vehicles
Um,
for this map that you can download and add if you can find it. I've got Daisy's Jeep for my girlfriend to drive on another map. And speaking of daisies, we are at Daisy's. Now, what kind of sale point is this? Do we know?
Daisy's is, let's take it. See what they take it.
Looks like Daisy's actually has 2 sale points
Daisy's,
for
Daisy.
straw, grass, and hay, apparently.
Weird, right?
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Well, that's not the only thing. Just look at some of the names here up here. Daisy's. That's about the only thing Hazard County is Daisy's. I'd like to see a boar's nest. I'd like to see.
I I think there is one on the
Is
map.
there a boar's nest? Well, let's get. We'll have to find that and see. But I'd like to see it as a sell point.
Oh yeah, I get what you're
Mm.
saying. So I'm wondering if does she maybe have horses or something, and that's why. That's what I'm taking a look at. That's why I'm driving through all the bushes.
Well, one episode she does, and another they don't. It all depends on the. I guess it all depends on the writer's that
Now, I mean, the way these fences are, it looks like she might have horses, and that's why she wants
I'm
the.
gonna tell you, our young adolescent boys in the '70s was not paying attention to whether Daisy Duke had horses or
Yeah, that's for sure. Daisy's bales and tails. Animal boarding,
not.
procurer of fine hay. Well, there we go. That answers the question. She boards
That
other people's animals.
that's another thing you got to stop and look at is some of the signs on this
Well, you just go right ahead and point anything out to me that
map.
you want me to see.
Some of them have some foul language on it that we maybe shouldn't show, but
Yeah, well,
it's supposed to be funny, but it's a lot of dad humor.
is that just the driveway down to that house, I take it? Or no, this is a road, isn't it?
Well, this is the thing about it, a road to lead to a back road, and um,
Well,
I think
let's.
this also has the real mud built in, I do believe somewhere. So there's a chance you could get stuck if you take the wrong road. Shouldn't with the general lead, but you know. And the whole time we're looking for a few things to jump towards the end.
Hey, hey, now, don't be giving away all of our secrets. So, that's a nice view out my driver's window here with the railroad bridge and the stream. But
Yeah, if I could just get over that freaky static guy in the road while I'm looking.
I should have maybe turned the car and kept it facing.
Well, I got the creek over here. Creek. It all depends on where you're from.
Creek, creek, stream,
Yeah.
the beautiful water. It's definitely not big enough to be a river.
No,
All right, I love this car, but you just cannot see over the nose.
you can't.
Which, I mean, that's realistic, right?
Yeah, I mean that's what '69 Dodge Charger.
68.
68. Yeah. Well, now actually they did use some '69s in the show too.
But officially she was a 68.
Officially, officially for the show, the General Lee was a '68. But
Yeah.
there was only minor differences in the body style between '68, '69, and '70 that
And
they used all three production years.
if you are interested in hearing more about that, you can go follow Mr. Schneider, the actor who played Bo Duke on the original series. He has a very fun YouTube channel, and he talks about all the misconceptions, especially around the paint color and what year the car was. He talks about details that were sometimes inaccurate between different cars that they used on the show because they didn't bother to change it due to being in a hurry or whatever. He's got an episode on them using the very first car that they ever destroyed and repainting it and using it as, I think it was Richard Petty's race car that was wrecked.
There's the train again. Yep.
Do you happen to remember?
Thing.
It,
It was something I can't remember.
it, it was one of the
But
Petties, so it's
yeah,
got to be Richard because he's the old one,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Richard's the father.
Yep.
Kyle's the son. So most likely Richard, because he was the big NASCAR name during the production run of the Dukes of Hazzard.
I love the pretty accurate sounds of these bin fans here.
Yeah.
And they're actually animated too. Far too many bins on too many maps don't have that.
Well, again, far too many American maps have European bins on them too.
You're just gonna harp on that all day, aren't you?
There's just some stuff that you can get over, and there's just some stuff you can't.
And I think that's as far as we want to drive.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the splits in the pavement are all about. Oh, below ground level transfer from the train to the bins.
Yeah.
Conveyor belts. And that.
Stop here. Let's see. Let's see. Stop there for a minute. I'm outside the car. So
Yep.
Here's what? Yeah, you can put wheat, barley, canola, corn there, right where you parked at.
Okay.
That's what it says. That's what it says on that little pillar beside you, on the other side of that pillar.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if it's also a grain dump that way, or if it's just a little.
I thought we came over the grain dump right here.
Okay.
Let me get the car turned around. I'm actually looking behind me this time instead of being lazy. Isn't this the grain dump?
Yeah, that is the grain dump.
Yeah. So.
I'm not sure. It's probably just decoration. Maybe you should have flipped it around because it's kind of facing the grain silo and not where people can read it easily.
Yeah, it's a little weird. But you did have this sign here coming in. And apparently this is a complex of multiple industries. The map is just cluttered with it. What happened there? It looks like I was driving. Or maybe our dear friend Maddie was driving.
Now, I have never ever noticed that on it. Really, the trees growing through it?
They didn't beat it up enough. If with a tree
No,
growing
did.
through it that much, it should be pretty old and rusty.
Yes, it should. Yeah. No.
Ooh. Look at the front side of the building here. We went along the back side of this to see the grain point there. This is apparently a bale sale point. We accept straw, grass, hay, silage, wool, cotton. Okay. That makes me think of the song. Walking in high cotton. And I'll stop there because I can't sing. I don't want to torture y'all.
And we want to get monetized so we can't have no copyright violations now.
Hey, if we are singing it, it's not a copyright violation. Unless we are doing just that, basically. But if we're just using it for a bit of humor, like I did, it's falls under the fair use. Just like doing reviews of songs falls under the fair use. But that's not really a fight that I want to have with anybody's copyright attorneys.
Well, you know who more Dukes of Hazzard trivia. You know who singing the theme song and whose hands they showed on the show, right? Playing the
um,
guitar.
wasn't it Waylon Jennings?
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm
The
not a
outlaw
country music
himself.
fan, but I do love the theme to this show.
The outlaw himself.
Can we squeeze through here?
So General Lee, we can squeeze through.
And if we can't, we just jump over it. All right. Well,
Yeah, we'll just pick it up.
so you don't have to look at my disturbing self.
Deliver flour and eggs.
That bothers me. This one bothers me. It has a grate. You don't deliver either of those products through a ground grate like that.
Shouldn't, but
Especially eggs. So that should not be like that. Somebody got lazy there apparently. Um,
this run on Ravenport takes eggs. It's a ground grade.
ugh. Don't get me started on
Very,
base game maps and the silly stuff that they do to combine
very
sale
good.
points.
That's a Euro American map.
That was why I said base game maps.
I'm sorry. So that's actually called Hazard something. Well, at least they didn't. At least they tried on some of the places to name the buildings and didn't just pull. You know, that was actually called Hazard Dairy on the sign, and it wasn't pulled like Bob's Dairy on 50 maps or something like that. So you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, I totally agree with you there. Now, this is an area that I was at for the during the very short time I was on this map previously. Oh, look, the train again. Uh, because I did something that required me to come to this building here, and I don't even remember what it was. I'm guessing it was actually the building up the
okay.
hill
This
where
is
the
the
sail
build.
point.
This is the building with all the signs. Uh, if you'll see the little yellow signs,
Yep.
we try to put a little bit of dad humor on every one of them.
Okay. So here's another one up on the left here. That just
So
says
let's
feeding
see.
straw.
Okay, but you got to get. Okay, let me get that.
Jump the fence and trespass a little bit.
See?
Yep. Yep. All right. Now I got to go read
Mhm.
the other one. Feeding normal. If you don't know what that means, play Pac-Man. Oh, that's great. Right? I love the text on that one.
Just water.
You must open the door.
Just
I
open it.
would, except for it's not letting me.
Oh, oh, the trigger. Wow, the trigger don't. Now the trigger does work on single player, so I don't know if that's a glitch or if you got to come with something with milk on multiplayer or something.
Liquid manure. It's the opposite of manure.
See, it would if it said it's the opposite of solid, that would have been funny.
Well, it's chances are it won't let us use the triggers because we don't own it.
Gotcha.
We do have enough money that if we want to buy it, in fact, let's just do that.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and buy this plot of land and just see what happens here.
I mean, we
Lands.
got like $3 million, so yeah, we should be good.
Boy, that buys a huge chunk of the map. In fact,
Looking at
so
that
that we can
PDA
get the
now.
proper exploration from every building, let's just use easy development controls here to own
Buy the
all
map.
of the lands.
There you go.
If I can remember where it's at, right there in front of my face. Buy all. Boom. We now own everything. Do the triggers work? I still can't open this door.
I can't remember if that was an open door or not. Let's
You're so fast, man.
see. Probably look weird running too. Nope. Really?
Okay, so something to note then. The triggers break on multiplayer.
You won't be selling milk. Hope you enjoy arable farming. Arable farm, however, yeah.
And there's some, you look through the window here, there's some nice equipment in there. It looks pretty realistic.
Well, see, I like that when they do realistic equipment. But we'll stop and look at the we'll stop and look at the shop at the tractors and stuff before we finish some of the. I
Ooh.
like to look at some of the fake tractors just to see how realistic they do look.
Fake tractors, I like that.
Mm.
Nice Caterpillar generator up here to power the
So
air
there's not
system
a
for the
lot of
shower. Or
there's not a lot of
silo.
like silos like this in my area. Is this like a thing, like the cat generator and the silo setup?
It can be. Um, if you look here at the connection between the two, it's
Mm-hmm.
also designed where if the generator wasn't there, you could put a tractor there and hook up a PTO. Because all that is going into the generator is a PTO shaft. So,
So
so yeah, you can power that blower.
I learn something new about farming every day. That was actually a real farming question.
Oh, there's so much that I don't know about farming.
So. Well, there's plenty of YouTube videos out there to help you along the way with that.
That just assumes that I actually want to know.
All right, Luke. Let's. All right, Bo, you're Bo. I'm Luke. I can't. Well,
Luke,
see,
have you been into the liquor today?
yeah, see, when me and my cousin played this game or played Dukes of Hazzard when I was little, I was always Bo. So.
Gotcha.
And we'd run and jump in our outside lounge chairs and drive the General Lee.
So we've got a grain dryer and a huge set of bins here. And another grain dryer. Okay, wow. This is quite the complex.
Yeah.
Oh, and more of the yellow signs.
Pig barn. Pig
Ah,
barn.
running me over.
I got to get used to it throwing me into the driver's seat.
Normal means normal. Are you playing the game for the first
Okay.
time?
Hold on. Okay, so let's see. The buttons don't work either. Shouldn't that be able to work to activate fans?
Yeah, that is unfortunate because we own the land.
Yeah, now, unfortunately, with FS22 coming out, I'm pretty sure this is a dead map. I'm pretty sure the map maker's not going to update it just because we're talking bad about his triggers.
It would be nice if he updated it because there's so much he would be able to do with the productions. You know, I mean,
Even if he don't want to update it, I could see, if he would let somebody else maybe do some things with productions for FS22 in this map, port it over to that. Just
nice
think
little dirt
about
road.
just think about this map with the graphics and the avatars that we'll be getting with that.
Yes. So, which way do you think
I'm
we should
thinking,
go? I think we should go back out to the main road there that we were on. by the dairy and go down and check out the animal dealer and the railroad silo down there.
That's fine because let's see, let me bring it the big PDA here.
You know,
What we here?
there also
Four
appears to
twenty
be a
four.
bunch of vehicles.
Because in the bottom, if you'll look on your PDA, the bottom right, if you'll see is trails, and all of that stuff is backwoods.
Yep,
That's where your steels are at.
where your water at?
Your steels. Your moonshine steels.
Oh, stills. Sorry, I couldn't understand you through that accent.
You wouldn't last a minute in the South.
Yeah, plunk me down there for a week and I'd understand it all.
All right, we're on you. I don't see anything coming. Let's go.
I do enjoy driving this car, but I am a bit of a leadfoot maniac.
Just some of the cars that you can find for any of these maps and stuff are just some of the imagination people have is, but a lot of people use Farming Simulator for role playing. There's a lot of role playing.
Yeah, I'm working on a series myself. I haven't published anything for it yet because it takes a lot of time. But and a big part of that is because I haven't even finished writing the story yet. But it will definitely start on this version. So apparently there's equipment here. I'm gonna guess it's here in the barn. Yes,
Yeah,
sirree.
it should be a decent amount. There's a decent amount of starting equipment, even on start from scratch. You get a decent amount of starting equipment.
Well, let's jump out and have a look at what's here.
Why am I stuck in the car?
I don't know. I was waiting for you to get out so that it wouldn't throw you into the driver's seat.
Well, you go ahead and try first. It might not let me out till you get out.
You probably have to use Shift Z to get out,
Do I-
just like you do to get in.
There we go. Okay, there we go.
Yeah. Universal passenger mod, everybody. That's what we're using to ride around together like that.
And believe it or not, this is like my first time ever doing a multiplayer. So the
So,
best way to do it is to learn.
yep. In New Farmer, all of this equipment is yours. I don't think we got it. No, we don't own this. So
And
there.
yeah, and start from scratch. It's yours too. I mean, you still get the equipment.
Yep. Yep.
So
Um, and chances are on single player of Farm Manager you get it too. But because we started in multiplayer,
yeah.
I did have a look at the files beforehand, and all of the equipment is owned by Farm Number 7, which is
So
kind of a bug. Um,
so if you multiplayer, if you start with farm number 7, then you're going to get the plethora of equipment.
right. However, I did also notice that they included a multiplayer vehicle start file that you can overwrite the default vehicles with so that it sets it up differently for multiplayer. I didn't do that for us because it didn't
We
feel
just yeah,
necessary.
I not just if we were playing this map, we'd have a lot more than what mods we installed. We're just letting you guys have a look at it from two different points of view.
Yep. Hey, I gotta pause our recording here for a minute and go take my dog out. So let's head on down the road here. And which one? Oh, Bose bovines.
Bose bovine.
Celebrating 100 years of doing cows. That sounds wrong.
I think, and I think there was a pun intended there too.
That's just wrong.
They
That's
use that. That cow is on every map. I get it's yeah. You may not have much choice, but come on, y'all can find something of animal exhibits other than that one cow. It's like the mascot cow for Farming Simulator.
see how accurate my driving is. That's a pretty nice little building here. I like this. It reminds me of an
Yeah.
old wood elevator that I've seen in real life.
Let's go to outside view. Yeah, an outside view of the grain elevators.
And that's a nice barn right there too. I bet you that's a cattle pen. Let's just shut the car off and hop out again. Waiting on you.
I'll hold you. I got you.
You forgot the key bind again, didn't you?
No, it brought it brought up my G-force settings.
So yeah, this is a very common the wood structure here. That's the primary part of the grain elevator. It's a very common old-fashioned style grain elevator found throughout the Midwest and Canada. I don't know if you guys have them like this down south because I've never been down there to see them, but it's been modernized obviously with more modern silos made out of corrugated metal and what have you. But
The
yeah,
farms around this area is more I guess and that's why I guess why I don't play many European maps is because the farms around my area is small, more European, not a lot of wide open space like you have in the Midwest.
gotcha.
So and
So you don't really see buildings like that, huh?
yeah, you really don't see the big ones. I mean, you got some little grain silos and stuff like that, but you don't have any huge grain elevators. Now uh, the state university, which specializes pretty much in dairy farming and some other aspects of farming, um, does have a couple of huge grain elevators. So
Okay.
and they sell their kids are learning and they sell their dairy milk to local schools and stuff. So hey, it all works out. People benefit.
That's pretty cool. I always like it when they do things like that. I like the big concrete silos that are coming up on the right because they're real common around where I went to high school on the really old farms. That's the kind of silos they have. Beautiful
Yes,
railroad bridge.
yeah, they
It's a little flickery though, isn't it?
it is. Um, where do the modders, the map makers, where do they usually get their material?
What do you mean?
I mean, their buildings and stuff. I mean, because I mean, some of it you just see everywhere, but then others are unique and like they have, for example, McDonald's. I've seen McDonald's before, but each one and there's the people look a little bit differently.
Okay.
So are they designing them themselves too, or are they? Is there somewhere they're finding the buildings? I guess my question.
I think it's a little bit of both, honestly. Now, is it just me or did he walk through the
He
glass
walked through.
door?
He walked through it. He walked through the building, and there's a few of those you'll see here. And you can, and this takes out of the immersion because you can just see them circling back.
Yep. But it's still
And
better than static people.
yeah, it's still better than them just still okay. Okay, now is that the white Bronco? There are several white Broncos, not just on this map, but on. Have you seen the white Bronco with the flashing lights? Is that one of them? Let's see, with the static person in it.
I don't believe this is one of them.
Oh, there's one on this map. Yes, it is. See, come here, right here.
Hi, OJ.
Yeah, right. See, now it's not flat, but now we'll see a white Bronco with some flashing lights. But there's a static person in every one of these.
So my eye was
And
drawn to this beauty here.
oh, the Peterbilt.
Yeah. It's not the best Peterbilt mod I've ever
Let's see.
seen, but it's not
Let's
bad.
see. Let me
Oh,
stand.
well, never
Am I
mind.
standing on the Peterbilt?
No, you're
Is that what
standing
it is?
in the Peterbilt.
Am I standing in the Peterbilt? Because I have to see what you're doing. See, there's a static dude in there too. I mean,
Yeah.
y'all can stay away from the static people because the static people are just freaky. Take it from a player. Look, I'm not a modder. I'm not even a coder. I am a gamer. I'm a fanboy. Yeah, I admit it. I'm a fanboy. I don't want to see static people. They freak me out.
Well, this totally ruined the mod for me. Come over here and look at the bottom of the driver's side door. Does that not look like it was drawn by a 5-year-old?
Yeah, it does.
And that just
It's,
it just totally ruined it for me. From the front end, she looks pretty good for a static model. But the doors, man, oof, those door handles too. It looks like somebody photoshopped a door handle that they found online, but they zoomed, they blew it up really bad,
oh,
and it's
yeah,
all
it's just
blah.
it is. It's just um. I'm not saying do better people, but do better people. Come on. Um, we want to lose ourselves in the immersion, and even a looks good when you walk up on it. The Peterbilt, you can lose yourself in the Peterbilt.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, but the more
And
realistic
yeah,
the static mods are, the more I enjoy the map.
and right like the dude just walking through the glass.
Would it have been so hard to put an automatic door in?
Gosh,
Whoop,
I'm
whoop.
getting
Let's
flipped up.
not run the fence over.
Screech.
You know, they already do automatic gates. I would think that the same logic.
You would, I mean, if you guys are out there listening, comment, let us know. Is that possible? I think it's possible. Bo thinks it's possible. Yeah, so if you're gonna work on a map for that long, if you're gonna take that long to make a map, pay a little bit more attention to detail. Throw those little extras in there that's gonna make your map pop. So here, okay, we got to stop here because the people walking into this place
Whoa, whoa.
just drive me crazy. First, I thought it was a
Um, the building is
sheep,
floating.
but it's a windy.
The building is floating.
Is it floating? Huh.
It is a foot off the ground in my perspective.
Oh.
Let's shut it down and go look.
Yeah, I see it now. Yep, see that? See him walking
Wow.
through it.
All right. Ah, whoop! You jumped out. I was gonna drive through the
Okay, where's my?
drive-through and
Oh,
order a cheeseburger.
is there a drive-through? Okay. I just had to get a close look at those people. See, look at the one lady. She's walking through the wall. It's like ghosts.
I think it's a ghost Burger King.
My darling.
Asiago Ranch Chicken Club. I'll have one of those.
I'll have the baked potato and a large chili.
Oh. And yeah, for all the viewers out there, you're going to get a lot of humor like that from us. We're just going to be silly because that's who we are. It's why we're friends.
We went to Wendy's and the dang KFC was right up the street. Come on, man.
Well, we left without picking up our food.
Wait, never mind. We'll save the KFCs for clutch.
Oh, that's a good one. Is that another white
Yeah.
Bronco right there?
Yes, it is. That's another white. There's two white Broncos here, actually. There's a white Bronco, and there's a white.
That's
This
the one
is
with the
not.
lights on.
Yeah, this is not the only map that the white Bronco with the lights are on. So this is a very heavily used map mod here. What prefab is that the right word for it?
Prefabs are
Okay,
for vehicles and stuff. They're pieces of vehicles that you're allowed to use to build your vehicle. Like
like
a
I said,
tire
I don't
set is
know.
prefab.
You
Um,
know,
these are just static models. Whoa, whoa,
and,
dude.
and
Hey, 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 that's my car.
where are they going? This drives me crazy. Yeah, no,
They talk
how,
about more realistic traffic in FS22. I hope they also have more realistic people.
right. And don't get me wrong, I do like to see the walking people when I'm on my tractor or whatever. It just gives that mod that little extra something. The traffic is nice, but some of the ones without people is just freaky. You're like the only person on the map.
Which is fine if it's a map like No Man's Land where you're supposed to be the only person.
Yeah, there's still produce here.
Yeah, it's a farmer's market. But I don't know if you have the same problem as I do looking through that doorway. That looks extremely, what was the words you used earlier? Cartoon like?
Cartoony. Yeah, it
Yeah.
does. It really does. Really looks. So,
And I'm guessing it's not going to be any better up close.
uh,
But little details like this also help make the map. You know, a little garbage bin like this. Although the sign on it is backwards on
is
both
it backwards?
sides.
Oh my goodness.
It says Egabraga. Yeah, that is just wow, lazy.
Yeah.
That is lazy texturing. They could do so much better. Now I will,
That's. I'm assuming that's supposed to be red cabbage and cabbage.
yeah, and then tubers of some kind up top.
Those have got to be root crops. They don't look like sugar beets, but
Well, I mean, we got carrots down here. I can't tell what the yellow ones are. Oops,
yeah.
your cord's getting your microphone again.
Let me get that out of the way.
Now, I will say this in the map maker's defense for this map. Ooh, that's inexcusable. Before I say that, the pallet jack being on the very edge of the pallet and the third
Yeah.
pallet floating in midair. All right, before I go
Yeah.
off, let's stop looking at that so I can say something nice about the map maker. um, this is only version 1 of the map. Unfortunately, that pretty much means to me that he's abandoned it and not working on
Yeah.
it anymore because it's been
There
around
was.
a long time.
This is not a new map by any means.
No,
This is like one of the first ones I believe.
and it's sad because there's so much potential here, and what's here, a lot of it's really good.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and I understand it now from a modder and hi sir, uh, map maker standpoint. Now I understand you guys are jumping off the FS19 bandwagon and preparing for Farming Simulator 22, but you start something, complete it, see it through.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
I mean, these are your masterpieces. These are your works of art. And
And
I,
understand, if we say something negative, It's not meant in a mean way. It's just an honest criticism of what we're seeing.
I'm sure we can get from you guys too. So you know.
Hazard Compost, producers of the finest black gold around. I thought black gold was oil.
Yeah, I guess there's a I don't know, maybe black gold in Georgia's different. Maybe somebody can tell me. I don't know if I like this building. It looks too modern.
Yeah, I'm not sure I like it either. It's also too busy for such a small space. There's a
Yeah.
lot going on for the fence to be that close. You don't have room to get bigger equipment around in here very easily.
And you're using greenhouses for your, what is that? Is that supposed to be silage and hay and straw?
That's looks
Is
like
this a
straw
two?
up front and then behind it manure,
Okay.
which I mean composted manure, some people do just call compost.
Yeah.
And those are
Exactly.
definitely manure heaps to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you happen to know from your previous time if that is an operational vehicle in single player?
It's, I think it may be. I think. Let me get out and see.
Oh, go ahead.
Let me look this up. I can't remember. Um, or I know I don't. Well, when you come up and look at it, no, I don't think it is. I think that's actually a static vehicle.
Well, considering I just walked right through it, no
Yeah, I
problem.
see you now. Yeah, but
Oh
there
yeah.
is. I mean, there's a uh, several several starting. The starting fleet is nice. I'll give it that. And
I
there's another map that I want to do with you. We'll speak later of that's kind of the same way, and the setup for it is pretty cool.
okay. Well, I want to
Uh,
do a lot of these, so
yeah, it would be cool if we could get at least one of these out a week.
that's a pretty tight schedule for me right now. But
I mean, at least per week or every 2 weeks or something like that. It would be nice, And I get because we're working on each other's schedules, off each other's schedules. So.
yeah. Um, from my perspective, I was thinking that when you go on your next off-duty cycle, maybe
hmm
we could try to grind out a bunch of recordings and maybe
Well, and that and do it. There we go. There we go. I'm sorry. Boar's head, pig, pigs and horses. Now, okay, we got to go up a little bit more because the boar's head is not a pig and horse place. Now, I get you guys are doing stuff in Farming Simulator, but you could have made the boar's head a restaurant like it was in the show and put a sale point there.
I
And
definitely agree with that.
and after I went off on my rant, we were talking what we could do. I mean, like you said, we could do something. Let us know what if we do a lot of these, like you said, on my time off, and then release them however we need to.
Yeah.
That would work too.
Unfortunately for you viewers, that means that we aren't always going to see your comments before we record another one. So we're not ignoring you. It just, you know,
And if you have suggestions for maps, let us know.
we
We,
won't
we
promise to
will.
do them.
Yeah. I mean, if it looks fun, if it looks like something that okay now, all right.
Sorry, having a little fun.
Yeah, we will. What you guys suggest, we definitely will take them into consideration. We should
Especially
do
if they're
one.
new maps.
Yeah.
We don't want to do a bunch of
And
old maps like this one. The only reason we're doing this one is because we both loved the show.
yes.
And so there's
And
something there for us.
if there's anything out there that's going to give us some nostalgia, I'm all for it. I was mentioning today, I'd love to see Farming Simulator 22. Wouldn't it be cool to just have a map on the outskirts of Gotham City?
Oh, you must have been talking to Mark.
Who says Bruce Wayne couldn't be a farmer in his off time?
I just can't get over this little stream. It is beautiful. I could spend
Yes.
hours. I could sit here and fish.
People right now, I just hit the wrong button and they were looking at my sales.
You'll just have to cut that piece out of your video.
Maybe.
um, Now, the more we drive around, this really does feel like Georgia. It,
Yeah, I mean, it does have that southern feel, and that's coming from a southerner. So I will give it that. It does have that down south feel.
I've only been to Georgia 3 times, um, and 2 of those were driving a semi truck, so I wasn't really, you know, doing any touring around like this. I was pretty much just on the expressways and whatnot.
Yeah.
But oof, and driving around Atlanta, no thank you.
Well, the only thing I've ever had in Atlanta was a layover, but everybody's had a layover in Atlanta.
Yeah, the first time I went there, I actually flew. So, I've definitely been to the airport.
Yeah,
Really?
the I remember the first time going to Atlanta, went to the airport, and ain't the last time because, like I said, I've only been once. We was flying to Colorado to see my wife's family, and I was a smoker at the time. This was 22 years ago. Bad habit, by the way. And I went into the smoking lounge of the airport and didn't even have to light a
Wow.
cigarette. I just had to breathe. That's it.
Wow. So we missed a little point back there, but it's probably my fault because I don't have a clue where I'm going on this map.
That's what
So
makes it fun, boys. Sunday driving in the General Lee.
we're gonna make a quick turn around here and see where I missed the turn off for this other place. It looks to me like you actually come in from underneath. That you don't get in from this road at all.
Yeah, it's coming because the garages are sitting lower. And those are the most overused garages on the map.
Yeah, whatever
They're
terms.
garages, people. Garages. Garage. Garage. They're not halls.
Well, here we go. The Brits call them sheds, and I guess we call some of them sheds, but
Yeah. But yeah, usually if they have a door, it's a garage. If you get
yep,
a car in it, it's a garage.
or a barn.
Yeah.
Oh, and I loved these. I'm gonna call them a barn, a vehicle barn, implement barn, because that's what. But a garage is definitely a good name for it too. Um, I loved these when I first found them. When I very first
Mhm.
started playing FS, they weren't on the map that I played first, and I found these on the mod hub, and I'm like, yes,
Right.
those are perfect for storing my equipment. And then it's like the next 3 maps that I tried, they were already on the map.
Yes, they are the most overused.
They operate nicely, but it'd be nice to see something different every now and then too. So apparently there's a
Honestly,
fuel point down here as well.
if you want a true opinion, it'd be nice to see something other than a plethora of buildings on Mod Hood that are just buildings, just nothing. I mean, the ones that actually have a function are great.
Yeah.
Maddie's stuff. Her stuff is great, but it's got a function. It's usable. It's on my farm because it's unique and usable.
I can get down with that. So yeah, this is a really nice map. There's definitely a lot of sale points here though, and another one of these. It would be nice. Okay, I know the maker did this for simplicity and to keep the number of unique objects on the map down, but it would have been nice to see a different set of generator and blower there. There are other blowers and there are definitely other generators.
Yes, yes, they are. I mean, and this one is another one that's overused on a lot of non-mod hub maps. Is that set up for the silo?
Yep.
And there's a lot, and to me that looks is it not? Does it just not look temporary to you? I mean, it's pretty much an auger and a generator.
Yep. And they are in the real world when they're powered by a tractor, they can be moved around very easily.
Yep.
Um, there's a YouTuber by the name of Scroft who actually used one on one of his playthroughs that he had to move around a couple times, and I thought that was amazing. Oh look, there's a building or something up there,
Huh. Yeah, yeah. Let's
but I
see
don't
what
see
is.
anything on the map. Do you?
No, not Mark. Nope.
I'm gonna go bahaing through the woods and see what that is. Oh, river,
Yeah. Well, at
stream,
least you made it
whatever.
through it. Yeah. So we didn't
Oh,
have to reach. There's another one. Mm.
and oops, the
Uh,
water on this map is not water.
that's why we drove right at it.
I don't like that. It should be actual water, I mean actual game water, so that it screws up your vehicles.
You had to respawn.
Um, Thankfully, easy dev controls will take care of that without resetting it back to the reset point.
Yeah, but still, I mean, water people. I mean, it just something about throwing on course play and forgetting about it. 15 minutes later, you hadn't heard from your vehicle, and then go looking for it. You can't tab into it. Only to find it is at the bottom of the stream.
So
Or wondering when it did that.
this is a cattle barn, and it's not marked on the map, and we own everything. So part of me wonders if maybe it's just like the vehicles, and that's why we can't interact with anything if they're all set to farm 7.
Yeah.
Because this door should open. I've seen this cattle barn on other maps, and that door opens. So, did you
Uh,
just crouch and run?
maybe I don't know.
That was funny looking.
How you like my pink shirt?
I
I
love it.
just.
I love it. I thought about rocking a purple one, but
I know real men wear pink, so you know.
I mean, it's a nice little cattle barn here, but
And then I guess if we'd have thought about that, we would have started on Farm 7, if that's a glitch. But if that's a glitch, that just takes away from the whole multiplayer experience again. But like you said, it's a version 1 map,
yep.
an abandoned version 1 map.
Now, what I would have done, what I would have done if I had realized this, and I think we should do this going forward, because really all maps should be toured in new farmer mode.
Mm-hmm.
Start a normal game in new farmer mode. Um, Grab all the land like I did using easy development mod, and then save it and load it
Ah,
into
yeah.
multiplayer instead of creating it in multiplayer. And then,
That
everything will be always
that might have
correct.
been that might have been the whole difference there too. But we're learning. We're learning as we go. So hey,
Oh
we'll know it for
no,
next time.
not case. If you can't tell, I'm not a fan of case farm machinery.
And I wore my case hat just for him.
I am a Massey Ferguson and John Deere guy for modern stuff. If you want to talk vintage, give me an Oliver or a Farmall any day, or an old John Deere.
Yeah, and I love the old tractors, and some of those old tractor mods are great. But that's another thing some of you modders can do better on.
I have a question for you there, Luke. The sign
Go
says
ahead.
Case Farm Machinery, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
it's
is
not a
this
machinery dealership.
it's a sell point, right?
Yeah. So
But
I guess
look at the
that's
sign. Is that look at the sign? Is that like a nostalgia sign? Because that's an old case sign.
yeah.
That's not Case IH. That's old
And
case.
look here, McCormick Farmall. So it's like
So
the real life where people
yeah, it's
decorate.
like American Pickers where they
Yep.
put there.
What do we have here?
Now is that trailer, that style of trailer, is that American or European?
Oh, that's European.
Right. That's exactly.
That's what I'm actually looking at right now out the driver's window, and
Yeah, I'm
just
getting out to show 'em what we're talking about. See this? I mean, this is a great in-game trailer, but it's not accurate
mm-mm.
for a North American map. And I've used them on North American maps just because they're simple to use. The simplicity of them is great, but
But you've gone to the
we
trouble already of getting an American truck, this nice Ford 9000 here.
exactly.
Why didn't you get an American trailer to match it?
Yeah,
it
plenty of them out there. I mean, that'd have been a
this,
great place for a Wilson pace setter.
yeah, exactly, and that's available
Yes, it is.
now. I can't remember if this one has it. I'm trying to look. Whoops, wrong button. I don't want to jump. I want to
Oh,
crouch.
it's so funny to watch you jump and crouch. Oh my God! It's like you're sneaking. It's like okay,
Now it does not look like this trailer has rear steer, but I think it does anyway, whether it looks like it or not. Um, and in the states, I've never seen a trailer with rear steer. I'm not saying that they don't exist, but it's not really a thing here like it is in Europe.
and again, fanboy who searches for all the North American equipment he can find and is not satisfied by half of it he finds on Mod Hub. Hint, hint.
Too bad that one's on all on the licensing deals that they can arrange.
Exactly, exactly. And it's not just that. Even the stuff that they do license, they do more European
Yep.
stuff. So, I mean, we have some of the same model tractors here in the States, but we don't, we mark them differently.
Yep. Oh, I see. This is another one with the funny yellow signs.
Yes. I'm
Oop.
out. I got this news. It's all
Animal
good.
loading inside barn. Feeding. Yeah,
Okay, so,
they're a lot of them are duplicates.
yeah. Okay, I guess he just run out of stuff there because that's just wool.
Oh man.
Wool, not cotton. I mean, come on. What is this? Yeah, but repeated on the other side.
All right. Well, I got us turned around while you were having a look. See.
USA 1974.
I wonder if that was the year that the modder was born.
That's MW Farms.
I think that's one of the multiplayer farms. I'm looking on the list right now.
Well, if they label it like that, that's pretty decent.
It's not. Nope. The multiplayer farms are Long Pines, Hilltop, Lakeview, Millennial Farms, which is what we're a member of. And I only chose that for the orange color because we're driving the General Lee. I didn't really care about the name of the farm. Blue Ridge Farms, Red Edge Farms, and what's funny about those is that Blue Ridge has the red icon and Red Edge has the
Has the
blue
blue
icon.
icon.
Co-op is pink, and Shepherd Hills is purple.
Oh, so they have one co-op farm and
And the rest are for competitive.
competitive.
And the co-op farm starts with 10 million instead of 3.5 like the rest of them do. Well, that's a nice little garage, if you want to say it like a crazy Brit. Garage.
Speaking
Garage.
of garages, modders, and sheds, have you checked out Lancy Boy's shed pack?
Is this a new one or old one?
Oh, the recent ones he had to match his American Life farming stuff.
I can't remember. I don't believe I have.
Yeah, check them out. There's some pretty decent. I mean, you know, they do look American. So
This car gets away from you.
yeah,
So much power. So looking at the map, we've covered a lot. We have covered a lot. We've covered most of the west side of the main road, but we're still only about 2/3 of the way north. And there are still some more things up there. There's a lot of farms, it looks like, in the area we're in right now. A lot of farm homes.
yeah, that's what it looks like.
A couple
I
more
think I
sale
could do.
points farther up.
Yeah, and then you got a lot of the back roads in the bottom right hand corner.
Yeah, that's the last place I want to end up.
Yeah.
I said that kind of wrong. I made it sound like I didn't want to go there. No, that's the place I want to go to at the end of the tour. No dueling banjos, please.
You got a pretty mouth.
Oh, that's just wrong. It's, I felt like we were coming up to the map edge, but we're quite a ways away yet.
Yeah, I mean, for a 4X map, it's huge. I mean, it makes some 4X maps look like 1X maps.
And it's not because of the physical size, it's because of how it feels.
I mean, I'll give them that. I mean, the layout, the big fields is America all the way. I'm not sure how happy I am about the European silo there in the middle of those hay silos, but
Right? Um, that's a usable tractor when you start off. I do know that one.
yeah, that's one of the usable.
But this is just yet another grain sale point. This map has a lot of them.
And some of them, I mean, some of them are named the same too, which is a little confusing, especially when you got one on one side, one on the other, and then they both have different prices. So am I going to barn one or barn two?
Nice farm all sign up in the air there.
Yeah, I was looking at that too.
This is the type of farm that I would own right here. Giving homage to the roots of farming. When I was a kid, my dad actually owned a farm all tractor. And I started learning to drive at a very, very young age on his lap on that tractor.
Yes, like my grandpa, he had the old case. Not case. It wasn't case. It was international.
International Harvester Corporation.
Yep. My uncle had a farm all, and those were the weird ones because those were the red tractors. And at a time when a lot of stuff was
Am I
done
missing
by
something?
color. You had Farmall and Case that were both, or Farmall and International that was both a form of red. And then you got Ford that was blue, and of course John Deere green.
Apparently we haven't used enough fuel to actually fuel up. Oops. Our fuel tank is still, according to the gauge, full. There might be a bug in this mod that I wasn't aware of because I haven't used it enough yet. Um, yeah, like Minneapolis Molines were yellow. John Deere's were a bright green. Oliver's were a dark green. And that was the map edge, by the way, folks.
Back there, was that the map edge? Did they have that? Did they have it hidden with the farm?
Yeah, pretty much. That is the edge of the map. I'll go back for you real quick here. You can go through the farm and get to the actual edge, but it's disguising it.
Well, I mean, if it's a decent disguise, the map edges don't bother me. But a lot of times, I won't even play near the edges.
All right.
Because they're not.
You come here though, and it bothers you.
Yeah, that kind of bothers me.
But just don't ever come around the backside of the building.
Yeah, exactly.
Sadly, there's your water tank.
Yeah. Put everything over here where you need it.
This is a beautiful map, though. There should be some way to get through. It looks like on the map, anyway. Did I miss something? Some way to drive through and continue eastward.
And I do believe if you load seasons on this, it's got its own built-in geo also.
I don't know if it does or not. I'd have to look at the description.
I think it. If I'm not mistaken, I think it does, and I think the geo's set to somewhere around southern Georgia.
Well, there is a Georgia geo, at least one, available on the mod hub. So even if this does have one, if you don't like it,
yeah, you can always add your own.
Wow, that's a view.
Yeah, that's pretty decent. That's what you like seeing on the game. You like to get lost in the immersion.
That is for certain. Now, this is going to be a pretty long episode because I'm really not going to cut much from mine. Just because I think our viewers are going to appreciate our goofy interactions.
It's not going to be much to edit on mine either, but my lovely wife, she always gets to watch mine before everybody else.
Boy, I wish I had an editor.
We're learning together. It's quite fun, and like I said, one of my things I mentioned, I'm not, and I need to get back in the car. Look at you. That's why I was out of the car. I'm no Steven Spielberg by any means. So, you know,
oh yeah, neither one of us is.
I'm learning as we go, and
that's what I was looking for.
You watch YouTube for real. I mean, usually it's real. I mean that's reality.
Yeah. Wow. Wee-haw! There we go. We caught a little air.
A little air, but we haven't caught generally air quite yet. We're gonna have to remedy that sometime.
Yeah, we'll find some good spots and do a little jumping montage at the end of the video for you guys.
Now I think the whole south well, the whole right section, the bottom southeast section is pretty much dedicated to logging. I mean, a lot of trees are cut too. If you like logging, I have to say that I'm not big into logging.
Yeah, I'm not either.
I just recently started with some of the husbandry stuff. Of course, I haven't been playing this game as long as many of you have out there.
I have been playing it for just a few months.
Yeah, me as well.
right, so here we are out on another road.
And we got the Napa up here, so I mean, that's probably true to it. But you know, people, I've seen a lot of Napa auto parts, and there's a lot more than Napa out there. There's Advance Auto, Ali. There's plenty of auto parts. So
Yep.
use something a little bit different.
All right.
See, JB Hunt. Now that is a U.S. trailer. That's a U.S. box trailer right there. So
Yep.
you done right on that one.
That's in particular, that is a dry van, and it's made by a company named Wabash. I can tell that by the United States of America icon on the front of the trailer. But now you've gone to the trouble of getting a very nice looking trailer, and you get the ugliest, cheesiest, worst looking Kenworth mod I've seen. That tractor is just blah.
And is the wheels like? It looks like the wheels are. Well, the tires look flat. And when it comes to
They
wheels,
do.
The ground.
And I mean, I think that's supposed to be a Kenworth W900, but there's no Kenworth logo on the front either. At least the Peterbilt back at the what was it, McDonald's, right? Had a Peterbilt icon.
Yeah.
Oh, and why does it have to be BP? That's another gripe that I have. The only two fuel stations we ever seem to see is BP and Shell.
Yeah. There's a love. Man loves and Casey.
There was what?
Loves and Casey's.
Love's is a truck stop. A lot of the Casey's are truck stops too, aren't they?
Oh, some of them, yeah. Casey's is a big convenience store. Some of them are truck stops. You get about like the Circle K. Use those. I mean, you know, there's Sheets and Circle K. I mean, Sheets is East Coast, but Circle K is pretty much everywhere in the United States now.
we have exactly one that I'm aware of here in Michigan, and it's in Grand Rapids on Michigan Avenue, I believe. Or yeah, I think it's on the corner of Michigan and College, right across from the laundromat where I did my laundry while I was in college.
And I do believe Circle K's Canadian based too, but they just bought pretty much every.
We were talking, and I drove right past the sale point. Oh.
Sale points on here. I think he might have overdone it with sale points too.
I definitely agree with that.
I don't know. Well, I'm saying it may have been a he. I don't know. I'm assuming. I shouldn't assume.
I'm glad we didn't miss this one because Cletus, right?
Cletus. Where is Cooter's garage? I am so upset that I have not seen Cooter's garage.
Yeah, we haven't seen Cooter at all yet.
Oh.
Hog Exports buying station.
Are you listening? Lancy boy, are you listening? Mayberry. Y'all got to get the reference. Somebody out there has to get that reference. You get the reference, I'm sure, right, Bo?
No.
You don't get Mayberry?
Nope.
Andy Griffith.
Oh, okay, I get it now. I needed a little help. It's been 20 some years since I watched that.
Give you guys a little heads up. It's based off an area in North Carolina called Mount Airy, North Carolina. So any of you guys who are looking on Google Maps for Mount Airy, North Carolina, call it Mayberry, and you'll make a happy man.
So, yep, just another grain sale point. He definitely, or she, but I'm pretty sure it was a guy, overdid it. It's just a little too much repetition of the same buildings for the same functions.
Yeah, they definitely. I mean, yeah, a little a few sell points is fine. That's what I talk about being too busy.
Yep.
And there's a lot of things that you can do on this map if you start doing that'll make yourself too busy that you're gonna take the fun out of the map and the game itself, and you're gonna get bored. I almost run into that with a lot of the global company mods
Yep.
that can really take take you out of the immersion, and you're worried more about how in the world am I going to get this pallet on this autoloader that don't work right, and and you get frustrated, and you're worried about making products, and then you kind of lose aspect of the whole reason you're playing the game.
Yep.
So,
Play the game to have fun, not to work.
yeah, I mean, yeah, you're working, but you might as well be having fun. If you're like, there's a lot. I've been playing this game. Usually, I'm done by now. If a game usually takes more than 2 or 3 days, I'm done. I mean, I like games like Grand Theft Auto, Mafia, Final Fantasy VII Remake. I play stuff like that too. I have a PlayStation 5. But this is the only game that I have played and I have not got bored with. This is the only game that I have played on console and then said, I can do much better on PC. All the good stuff is on PC that I went out and bought the game on PC. I already have a pretty decent laptop, gaming laptop. I had to buy it for a online class, and it had to be a Core i7 or better, and the only way you can get a Core i7 is a gaming laptop a lot of times. Or a Microsoft Surface, and that's a whole other thing that I'm not paying for. But so I can get immersed, and it's the only one I haven't been bored with. And Giants, you're doing something right. Modders, you're doing something right. Mappers, you're doing something right. If I'm not bored, if I get bored of a map, I can just simply go play another map, and then I'm not bored anymore. I mean,
Yep.
it's totally different scenery.
Well, and even if you stay on the same map but start over,
Yeah,
but with different mods and what have you, it's a completely different experience.
oh
And that's where this game wins. It's
yes,
different every time you play.
yes, it is.
You know, I've played I think about a dozen, maybe even 15 maps now. And like you said, I'm not ever bored. And as soon as I start getting bored with a map because I feel like I've done everything I can do 20 or 30 times, there's another map.
Yep. Now one like this, one of this scale. I mean, I don't want to own every field. A lot of my stuff I play as a contractor. Um, because that's a lot of money's in fertilizing. People say, "Oh, fertilizer's boring." It might be boring, but if you're a starting out farmer and you don't want to cheat at making money, rent you some or lease you a tractor and some way to fertilize fields, and
Yep.
you'll have some starting money in no time.
So I'm going to turn this around because we
All
did an
right.
oopsie. We missed.
We do a lot of oopsies.
Well, if you pull your map up, I've got the map up right now. Just to the
Pull the
east
right
of
one.
field 52, kind of hidden down behind the field, is a whole nother sail point, a fuel point, or it might not be a sail point. It looks like it's actually kind of a mix of stuff. There's some factories there, right? So I missed I didn't go down that turning because I didn't see anything down there, but there's stuff down there. And that's the danger on a big 4X
Like
map
a
like this, is there's just stuff
silage
everywhere.
silage factory, TMR silage, and seed factory. So yes, so silage, TMR, and seed factory, and there's also a gas station.
Now, where is that turning? Oh, it's way up by the way up by Cletus's. And I've definitely done that playing on a map. I've played on a map for like a month of evenings and then still stumbled across something new because I tend to always play on these big 4X maps. You know, it's
Well, the Cletus name alone tells me about the time in the season that the map maker, was watching the Dukes of Hazzard, and it's probably caught. I would say the maker caught more reruns than original episodes
well, I
because
mean, I
Cletus.
only caught reruns.
Oh, I caught some original episodes. Believe me.
I wasn't born until 1981.
Yeah,
So,
the show was 78 to 85, so I caught. I think it's 78 to 85. Somebody will correct me if I'm wrong, but it was somewhere around that area, and I caught some of it. But
yeah.
Cletus is just another little bit of this. Enos's cousin. Enos was the deputy, Roscoe's deputy,
Yep.
and Enos left for his own show that didn't work out. The actor left, and they brought in his cousin Cletus. And that was also around the time that there was contract disputes between John Schneider and Tom Mopat, and they brought in a whole another cousin.
Boy, this house is
And
up here, but it's got a heck of a view.
that and see that would be if I was playing Where I Start, because that kind of reminds me of Uncle Jesse.
Nice. Now, some people would complain right now about this bridge because it's exactly the same as one of the railroad bridges, but it's being used for a road here. Those people are foolish because when they spend a lot of money on engineering to build a bridge, if that design is a good design and they can use it elsewhere, they do.
Yes, I've seen plenty of railroad bridges and steel bridges that look the same.
Yep. And this instance where you need two bridges to get across the same river, I saw a lot of this um, while I was out driving truck, where the bridges were exactly the same. You know, just recrossed the river because the river winds around all over the place, and
Well, we've rode from the east to the Midwest a couple times, and there's a lot in the interstates of bridges that way on each side that look like that. I mean, some of the old. I mean, now, granted, they are building newer bridges, more the concrete bridges, but still there were several of the steel matching railroad, and that's a nice view.
I only have one minor complaint about it. The edge is too sharp. This
Yes, it is.
map edge going into the water like this, the map maker has missed an opportunity here to set the road a little farther into the map and have a nice gentle slope leading down to the water.
Yes, and
And
I'm assuming that if you could get out, the water is fake too, just like the other water on the map. It's all fake.
yeah, I mean you can't even get out there. I'm
uh,
literally touching the
yeah.
wall right now, the invisible wall.
Let's look. Let's look. Edges. Let's see how this edge looks.
Now, I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but if I go ahead and turn on flight mode and go way up in the sky, I can actually go over the top of the barrier.
Okay, that is freaky. Just to watch you in flight mode from the ground.
And this one, am I over it? Nope, not yet. How high? This is the highest barrier I've seen in a long time. This one
For
might
those of you
actually go.
watching
Whoa! I'm
my
going so high,
channel,
I'm causing the map to glitch out.
I'm not going in flight mode just so you guys have to go to his channel to see that.
and I can see the whole map from up here, and from up here it looks tiny, but as we know from driving around, it isn't.
No,
It
no, it's
most
not.
definitely is not. So now I'm going to do something really funny. I'm just going to turn flight mode off and let myself fall. If you
And
get, if you have a problem with heights or you get motion sickness easily, now is the time to look away.
I'm trying to get where you're coming
Oh, I
from.
am outside the barrier.
Or,
I am.
boom!
Now I'm through the bottom of the map. I'm going to teleport to the car. All right, I'm back in the car. That's always fun to fall through the bottom of the map like that.
Oh, that one.
Now, see, I got you falling, so that's gonna make for that's gonna get us an Emmy, buddy.
All right, Luke, let's continue to go for a little ride here. I want to circle around this place and get us back to the road. Nice looking farm.
Yeah. Yes.
And hey, at least it's not using those wooden garages.
So we was on that. Was that the bridge we were on? That road there.
Um, the
Because
direction we're
to me,
facing right now.
yeah, I'm looking. Well,
We
well, you
just came
can't see.
past the backside of
Can't
this.
see. I'm just sorry, but that just looks. When you look at that backside of that bridge there, it's kind of like a dirt road, and then it's going up, and you can see the barriers. It kind of just looks fake.
I'm not
All
sure I'm
right.
seeing the same thing you are
Okay.
right now.
I got to get out to show you that. Okay. Right here.
Oh,
Up
yeah,
this
we
way.
didn't come over that. That goes up to the map edge.
You trip, you die. That's what it says right there.
Okay, this
Um,
actually is a ramp up to unload stuff into the
okay.
train.
It's the tree. Yes, I see that now.
Okay. I was so confused about what you were talking about. It's like the car is pointing where the bridge is at, basically, and we can't see it, so I didn't know what you were talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah, and I keep thinking that you can see what I can see, and you can't. But once he watches my video, he'll be able to see
Oh,
what
look, we
I
caught the train.
can.
The train goes everywhere on this map. Or trains, if I'm correct that there is two. I might not be. It's hard to say. My memory's not always the best, and I have been on a lot of maps. I mean, we're only doing 93! Woo!
There it goes. And again, people, this isn't Grand Theft Auto, so we'll be safe.
Once the car finally stops.
Yeah.
Hey, we're upright in a
If it,
field.
yeah, yeah, if it was Grand Theft Auto, we'd have went through the windshield.
All right, we crossed the railroad tracks and everything. We're
But
getting
John,
towards the end of this here, so let's see if we can't ramp this.
yes, let's go.
Yeehaw! Oh, crud!
Okay. They saw the flip. I think it was 4 or 5. But the jump looked good.
How we keep landing on our wheels, I don't know.
If you could have just nailed that landing, that would have been awesome.
Oh.
But that's another thing. I mean, Hazard County, the TV show, if this was based on Hazard County TV show, there would have been a lot more dirt ramps to jump around
Yup.
here.
Applebee's
And Tractor Supply.
and
Wait,
that's a
wait,
weird
wait.
combination.
Are they together, or is it an Applebee's sign and a Tractor Supply? Or is the Applebee's behind the Tractor Supply?
I think
What
the
in the world they
Applebee's
got
is in
going
the
on?
back, but we're gonna find out. Now, what would be nice is if this, and this would be nice in general for a future version of Farming Simulator, is if you had branded dealerships like this, right? Like you
Mm-hmm.
had a New Holland dealership and a John Deere dealership on the same map, and you could buy from either, but you could
Yes,
only buy products that they sold.
that would be great.
Now, I realize how
But,
complex the code for that would be compared to the way they're doing it now, but back to the immersion factor.
but now I, I'm
That's a
confused on the
Walmart.
that,
What?
what? Well, let's go back to the Tractor Supply. Okay, you know, yes, that's a Tractor Supply, but in my area, Tractor Supply sells tractor supplies, not tractors. So the New Hollands threw me off a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not sure why the New Hollands are there because Tractor Supply here in Michigan is the same way. It's
Pretty much
definitely
everything but the tractors.
right. But where the heck is this Applebee's?
I think they might have forgot the Applebee's. Is
Let's
it
get
like,
out and have a little wander around, just because.
you know? Well, now see, it would make sense if it was, say, a freeway sign, and a large freeway sign, but half off at, but no Applebee's.
I found the
Right
Applebee's.
there. Why the in the world? Why is it facing?
The railroad tracks?
Yes.
And more importantly, how the heck do we get to it? I want to get back in the car and find a way to drive to it.
Okay.
You can stay over there if you want. I'll drive around and meet you. I assume we
Okay.
have to go through the Walmart parking lot.
Hey man.
And this is a tiny Walmart.
Hey, it's in the old Applebee's because they got car side to go, but it's facing the real. It's got to be the worst location for Applebee's in the history of Applebee's.
Whoa, don't get run over.
It's like we really want to put Applebee's in Hazard County. Well, we got a place right out beside the railroad track.
And it wouldn't have been so bad if they had rotated it around to face towards the Walmart and had the
Right.
backside facing the tracks. It would have been nice.
Make it look like a little strip mall. If that's what you're going for, is a little mini strip mall. Make a little mini strip mall. You got plenty. Look at all that room you have. Look at all this room. Look at all this room that you have to the left right here. That is white lightning rain. Come on.
We fixed things too, but the 2 is spelled incorrectly. It's spelled like the number instead of the TOO of also. I love it because that's exactly how it would be.
Nah, come on. No, we ain't. We can't. A lot of us can spell.
Right, but anybody who writes a sign with paint like that, the way the sign was written.
Yes, I've seen some bad ones.
Where are we going here? If we're going where I think we're going, okay, we're not.
I'm going where you're going because I'm riding. I'm not driving.
Ooh. Nifty.
And okay, so okay, I get the John Deere don't have a wheel, but apparently you don't fix things too awful well. Where's your jack? Or is it just setting up on the block?
It's floating above the blocks of wood.
Oh, yes, I see now floating above the block.
And the back tires are floating too. But I'm looking at this garage. There's nothing inside of it except for grass. I like the cabin though.
Too.
The cabin is sweet.
Yeah, the cabin looks like it belongs. You know, that might be somewhere that someone would want to put a sleep trigger or something like that with that.
Right there's your sleep trigger.
Yep.
And there really is a sleep trigger mod of an outhouse. Well, I think we know who wrecked that green trailer at that other place because he's got two more of them wrecked here.
Looks like I was abandoned cars in the
Oh!
weirdest places.
Hey, I kind of nailed that landing. Sorry, you were saying something about abandoned place?
There's like one map I was looking at had like abandoned cars in some of the weirdest places. Well, look like abandoned cars. You just like park and leave your car there.
There is a map where there's a World War II era tank decrepit out in the woods, and I thought that was a pretty cool addition for a European map to have because you'll find
Well,
stuff like that.
yeah, I'm sure you will. You know, that Applebee's still just freaks me out.
Yeah,
No.
it actually should be turned facing the yellow truck because that way, if you come around from the Walmart, you end up at the front of the building, and if you come
Yep.
around from this road that we're about to turn on, you end up at the front of the building.
You have that must have been a 3 a.m. thought when you're kind of looking on this map and you just want to be done. Oh, just heck, we'll just put the Applebee's right here. I'm done. I'm going to bed.
So we've pretty much covered everything over here now. We did miss the pig food factory place and this small section between it and the railroad silo in the middle of the map. But that's all right. We don't have to hit every single thing. Um,
Nice.
I think I want to go down this little back road from Walmart down into um, this southeastern corner that you were talking about into the woods. What do you
That
think?
sounds like that sounds like a plan.
All right.
There is an area where there's a moonshine still that we can't get out of the vehicle for copyright issues. But we'll try to get through it, and if there's anything picked up, we'll get it out of the video before it uploads, or Google will catch it one.
All right. Now, am I actually correct? The map makes this look like a road, but I don't see anything over here.
Well, I think the whole thing of well, that would be the immersion of it is those back roads. You really shouldn't be able to pinpoint them as well.
We're just going for a
That
cruise through the bushes.
that's the whole thing about moonshining and stuff like that. Those back roads can't be too noticeable
Oh!
out on the main road.
I
Caution
do
that.
like jumping this car. It is fun.
Cause when the law's after you.
And for
Sorry about your corn.
there are what in the world?
What?
Uh, hello?
Floating tree.
Floating trees. Two of them. Exactly the same tree in exactly the same orientation, both floating. Um,
See, I would have to get something out here. Even though if I didn't play this map, if I saw that once, I'd have to get something out here that I could stand up enough on to either cut that or hide
yep, it would have to go. Um, but you were talking about the moonshine and all that, and it
it.
made me think of a good song that would be very appropriate to listen to if you guys are playing this map. There's a song called "Good Corn Liquor," and it would be ideal for visiting the moonshine area of this map. The first little bit of the lyrics, and that's all I'm going to give you for the copyright reason, is, "Well, the sun don't shine on a moonshine still. Copper line hiding in the side of a hill." And that's the first couple of lines there. And it's a really fun song, even to somebody like me. I'm not a fan of country music in general. I like some country, but not all of it. And I like that song.
Well, I know when we go on Moonshine or whatever song that, I have to go with Copperhead Road by Steve Earle.
Oh,
So.
I love that song. That one's a good one too. Yes. Um, Just take the seed from Colombia and Mexico
Yep.
and just plant it up the holler down Copperhead Road.
Road.
We need. Oh boy! Say goodbye, everybody. Oh boy! I shouldn't have driven through those bushes. Now we're gonna drive on the bottom of the river.
We're on the bottom of the river, and
And it looks like a
really,
road.
right?
I mean, you wouldn't even know you're underwater on this map right now. Woo! Whoa! Oh, are we upside down permanently this time?
I do believe we are right now. That just looks. I'm on the outside view. I had to do some of the outside view for this, and this is just hilarious. now, y'all gonna get a treat. Bo's gonna pick up the car and flip it.
with Luke in it.
and it's teleporting it.
With Luke in it.
He is Doctor Strange. He didn't even use his hands, people. That was...
Whoops! Don't shut it off. Okay, so if you decide to take a cross-country route, be aware that if you come through those bushes, it's a big river that is not marked as such. Really? Really? It put me looking at the seat where my butt goes. I don't know what that was all about. Anyway, river, splash, we're in it.
Yeah, most maps we would have just had to spawn at the sail point.
Yep.
But the map that we should do that I'm telling you about, you actually when you spawn, you don't spawn at the sail point. You spawn at the towing and recovery. And they close, so if you spawn after 6 p.m., your vehicle's there till 8 a.m. the next morning. And you can't get out.
Oh, that's funny. I love it. We might actually have to do some crazy stuff to get this car back up out of here. Okay, I see how I'm going to do it. Right there. I had to stop and look around a little bit. Here we go. We're going to go up this wash, and we're going to be out of it. Or we're going to flip back over and end up back in it. One or the other.
Well, I can see the water behind us now, so we're making headway.
Whoop, tree! Let's not hit it. I almost did. All right, so we're out of the.
Yeah.
We're out of the river.
I was almost like that other game you played there for a minute.
Which game would that be?
The other
Snow Runner?
Yeah, something.
Yeah, Snow Runner. When I went bahaing down the mountainside.
Yeah.
We need to find a place where we can get across. But I think we're going to have to go way around to do that. Wait, that's a bridge over there. There's a road. Whoops!
I'm assuming we're in the forest area now.
Yeah. Looks like there's a road if we go up here to this farm. If we can get out of this disaster I've gotten us into.
Plenty of trees to cut if you like to cut trees. Ah, we're back in the river, near the river, so.
Oh, this one's a lake. I'm all about it. Here we go. How are we getting out?
Oh my goodness, you should. Okay, this is like weird. I got a top-down view.
Whoa! Oh, this is too much fun.
That was a top-down view. That was worth.
I have no idea where we're going, but we're getting there. Yeehaw! There's a barn. Hey, I know where we're at. We're at that farm where the where this is at, that ramp.
Yeah. Oh, we're back there again. Boom! Oh, that was awful. That was awful.
I love it. We're having too much fun now.
Um,
And now I gotta pick
you
up the
gotta,
car again.
yeah, I'm just gonna sit there on the passenger side and he's teleporting the car. No hands. And he just dropped it. Back on the
Well, that was on
Okay.
purpose to get it off the crap.
And now
I'm
he's
stuck
scrambling
inside the wall.
through.
Hang on, let me get out of the wall if I can. Alright, pick up the car, flip the car over, drop the car, get in the car, drive away. Like nothing, whoa, nothing ever happened. We're gonna follow the train across the railroad bridge. Because that's what the bridge is that I saw. It's a railroad bridge. And people, don't be scared. I don't drive like this in real life.
But this would have been on the episode of the Dukes of Hazzard.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Nope, nope, nope. We've failed now. There's no getting out of this one. Where are we?
In the water again somewhere.
Can we climb straight up the vertical wall? Not when I hit a tree.
No.
I don't know if we're gonna get out of this one, Luke.
I don't know either.
Alright. I've been doing all of this in cab. I'm gonna switch views so that I can have a better view around us.
I don't blame you. I've had it outside the cab just so people can see what kind of mess you gotten us into.
I can't wait until you drive. So, folks watching out there, basically what we're going to do is every map we're going to alternate who's driving. So, the next one that you see, he will be driving. Stop. Nope. Climb it. Yeehaw!
Yes, depending, we don't know what vehicle it is. All depending on what's fitting for the map. Okay?
Say that again?
Whatever vehicle's fitting for the map is what I'll be driving in our next one. And we're still underwater. Well, I'm zooming out, so this is...
I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to get us out of here. I think it's going to be following this.
And it's not like we couldn't F11 to another point on the map if we had to.
Yeah, we can rescue and recover the vehicle anytime we want to. Just by using F11 to teleport to a different place, to a field.
But look at it, man. You're getting a tour underwater. I mean, and we don't even have a submarine.
Unfortunately, we're stuck in a hole. So I'm going to show off my He-Man powers again. He-Man mind powers, that is. I'm going to carry the car. I don't even want to know how that looks from inside.
Oh, that's hilarious.
We're above water for a hot minute.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a bridge up ahead. Can I get over there? Can I carry the car over there? Up the cliff wall? I think I can. I think we can get this out of here. Oh, this is too much fun. Now, Another reason that I'm showing you guys all of this is because if you watch a lot of YouTubers' videos for Farm Sim, there is stuff like this happening in the background. They are using these easy development tools and super strength and stuff to allow them to set scenes up, basically, or to fix major mistakes that they don't want you to see them fixing because they don't want to fix it the hard way. All right, we're on dry land again.
Kind of giving away musician secrets there.
Well, since I plan on doing a behind the scenes video for one of my farm sim videos, I'm all right with that. All right, where do we go from here? Not that way. We go up the hill. That's where we go from here. Oh, look, there's the railroad bridge. One of them. Not the one that we fell off afterwards. And part of the reason why I have such a hard time navigating, folks, is if you look at the mini-map down there, the map maker has drawn colored lines on a lot of the roads, but not on all of them. And it gets confusing. So you're not sure where you're at a lot of times.
Yes, that is. Back at the.
Hey, we actually need some diesel. Can we buy some diesel now? Hello? Sell me some diesel. Why won't you sell me some diesel?
See, it's funny because I can hear like the Phillips sound.
But it's not doing anything.
Is everything triggered to Farm 7, I wonder?
Yeah, this map definitely seems slightly broken for multiplayer. But this is another one of the Caterpillar log unloaders that you can use. Because you can teleport to them all when you're in single player if you use the tabbing to teleport to vehicles.
I'm sorry, I don't know who the modder was for that one, but
it's really bad.
Yes, and that's another thing. We're going to be honest and call you out. We're not doing it. We're doing it to help you help others. To have you do better.
Yeah. Nothing we say is ever meant to be cruel or demeaning. It's just we're going to be honest, and sometimes to the point of being blunt.
Like I said, I'm the fanboy. I am your color for this. I'm looking at it at a game through a gamer boy's eyes. Bo here, for example, he's got more programming stuff than I do and all that, so he can look at it from both sides. But I think it's good to be able to look at a game with several different types of eyes. That way, you can collaborate together, and you can always figure out the best map.
And you know, on that subject, that's a really good point you bring up there, Luke. Because we're saying these things to help you and whatnot, feel free to jump into my Discord. He's in there too, you know, as one of my staff members, and you can talk to us and say, hey, you know, you were doing a map tour on my map, and you said this, that's not accurate, here's why, here's what you missed, and we'll make a video about what we messed up.
Yeah.
We will own our mistake. You know, we'll make a little 5-minute follow-on video saying, hey, we've talked to the maker of this map, and, you know, this is what he said, this is what he showed us. We missed this.
You have to drive around that tree, I know that.
You know, we have no problem with that. And if we're saying something bad about your mod, like that what do you want to call it? I mean, it's really an excavator, but with a log grapple
Yeah.
on it, right?
Yeah, and
So,
I mean, you done great on the outside of it, and then you just stopped on the inside.
and that's
And
just to give you honest feedback, not to be mean.
yeah, but a lot of gamers love to go for the realism. I wouldn't say I'm one of them. I can go either way with that, realism or no realism, and it's
um,
again.
what the heck? I am just
That's
doing
kind of just
terrible. I should not have had a whiskey and coke before driving tonight. Kids, don't drink and drive, even in a video game, unless it's Grand Theft Auto. Then feel free to drink and drive while you want because you're just gonna wreck everything anyway.
well, little known fact about the Dukes of Hazard. Although they're meant to be moonshiners, you don't see much of it because it was made for TV. But there was actually a movie that come out right before that pretty much that show was based on, called I believe it was Moon Runners, and it had the Uncle Jesse character in it, and I don't know who the cousins were, but they wasn't Bo and Luke, but it was pretty much loosely based on what the Dukes of Hazzard became for TV. So
Now
just a little bit of
this looks like a Firewatch tower. Can we actually climb it and get up there? Wow, that's a bad mod. Wow. Have you looked at this? It's like see-through. The outside of the tower is see-through. It's all funky when you're looking at it.
yeah, it's
And yeah, it's all a ghost too. It's meant to be seen from a distance only. We're just crazy
yeah.
boys who, go bahaing through the woods in a Dodge Charger.
But I mean, other people will see that too because you've made this a forestry area. I mean, if people's gonna be up close and personal with your map, give them a little more.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Especially with a cool feature like a Firewatch tower. Make it
Exactly.
so that people can use that as their home if they want to. If they want to like live out in the boonies like this.
Yes, or at least climb it and make it a great scenic view.
Yeah. Now, what is going on here with the little stands of poplar?
Right?
Is it meant to look like some kind of thick undergrowth bush? I don't know. So I've kind of gotten us way off into the woods here.
Well, you can do that on this map, and
Woo!
and
Guess what? We found
look at
another river.
oh my goodness.
I think I'm going to find every body of water that we can drive this car through. Ready to go for another ride?
Oh my goodness. Has spent more time in the water than David Hasselhoff.
Whoa! Shots fired. Shots fired. Oh. Now you said there was a moonshine still out here somewhere.
It's yeah. When you spawn in, it's somewhere around here.
I thought that one was over near the main farm.
It might be, and I thought there was another one. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Because I haven't seen one out here in the woods at all. Ooh, that's a steep one. Alright. I gotta remember I'm driving a Dodge Charger, not a tank. But what you said earlier about this looking like I'm playing SnowRunner, the way I'm driving, it feels like it too. And so I try to do things like I would in SnowRunner. It doesn't work. Here we go. Here we go. We didn't make it, sir.
No, we did not.
That was a failure. All right. Whip her around. Go to external view so I can scope out the cliff.
If anybody makes a Hazard County map for Farming Simulator 22, just think a lot of jump ramps. There need to be a lot of jump ramps.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get up this one in any way, shape, or form without carrying the car again. But sadly, that's where the road is at, is up there. All right.
Yeah.
And after this, I say we stop screwing around.
Yeah,
Maybe go do our cut scenes, find some places to jump, and then call it a night.
yeah, pretty much.
I
I
just
think
threw
we
you.
bored. I think we bored our viewers enough.
If they're bored after all the crazy stunts we just pulled, they didn't watch the whole video.
While we're thinking about it, we didn't say it at the
Uh,
beginning. Please like, share, and subscribe. Heavy Metal Gaming and Country Bumpkin Gaming. We would greatly appreciate it. It don't take but a second to hit a like.
I got us down in the mess again.
He cannot stay out of the water, folks.
I told you I'm going to drive through all of it. Am I stuck on a tree? I don't like the way it keeps adjusting my view and making me look down at the seat while I'm trying to
Yeah,
drive up
that's
these.
what happens when I spawn out. The first view I get is right down at the seat.
And it's always at the seat. It's not like it's throwing your view in some random direction. It's just always throwing it at the seat.
It sure would be nice if the newer avatars will be able to move their heads when you're looking at something.
And maybe in FS22 they can. We don't know yet. We'll see soon, right?
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, for the most part, they graphically look better.
Yeah, they look a lot better in my opinion.
No.
So the one thing that we really need to go check out before we call it quits is the main farm, the
Yes.
farm that you own in New Farmer mode. And if I can remember how to get there, let me just look at the map real quick. It looks like if we continue straight along this field edge and make a right-hand turn, we'll get there. All right. I was mentioning at the very beginning that I replaced the General Lee mod that comes with the map. In New Farmer mode, I believe you start with it, don't you?
You do.
Yeah, the original. It's not that hard to edit the starting items file to change it to this one. I did. It's basically just changing a file name and some XML parameters. Um, but when I did it, it did kind of flake out a little bit. So what I ended up doing is just selling the starting one, buying this one, and then adjusting the money for the difference so that I had the correct amount of starting money. Now, across this bridge, there's another little railroad loading place with another one of those Caterpillar excavators with the log grapple on it. It's right down here on the left at the bottom of the hill. The entry for it is there. And it's a pretty steep hill. But yeah, you can do logs and grain from your vehicles to the train here, just like you can in those other couple of spots that we've toured around. And this here's your starting farm in New Farmer mode. The General Lee's parked right here in this little driveway by this house.
Pretty
Which,
sure there's a surfboard in
what's that?
there. So I'm pretty sure there's a surfboard in there.
That house is one that you can go inside, and it is a sleep trigger. And if I recall correctly, you own everything up here at the top of the hill, too. So you would own all of this.
You get a nice little bit of land. I mean, New Farmer, you do get a nice little bit of land and a whole lot of equipment.
Yeah, too much equipment in my opinion. And
Yeah.
it is spread all over the map.
And for the most part, it does feel very American.
Yeah.
The equipment. So at least there's that. I mean, a lot of because of product branding, a lot of stuff you won't find in the mod hub comes with this map. I mean, like I said, you got, like he said, you got to unzip the folder, and what is it, about 10, what was it, 23 mods altogether, I believe it was.
Something like that, yeah. And you know, it's, I hate to say it, but for us PC players, the best mods, I won't say all of the best mods, but a lot of them, especially maps, are found on third-party mod sites because they either don't pass Giants' requirements, or Giants, you know, the process to get approved by Giants is too much for the person who wrote the map, and they just, or mod, and they just don't want to deal with it. So there are a lot of mod sites out there, and not all of them are good quality and safe mod sites. I pretty much only trust a couple: fs19.net, modhub.us, and oh shoot, is it called Mod Hoster? No, that's not the one.
No.
Mod Network. Mod Network.
Mod network.
Mod Hoster is one of the ones that I don't care for.
And still you have to watch it, because any one of, and sometimes some of the good ones will even share mods that really shouldn't be shared. I mean, you got to think about mods sometimes as copyrighted material. Yes, we play with these mods and we have the right to use these mods, but we do not own these mods. You got to think the modders, they work hard.
Our friend Maddie that I mentioned earlier, her mod was stolen from the official mod hub and uploaded to 3 other sites without her permission, and she didn't even know it was there. I stumbled across it by accident. Or no, I think her and I did it together when we were doing a screen sharing session, working on some stuff. And that's just not cool, guys. You know, she put a lot of work into those mods that she put out, and for you guys to just take them and stick them on some random site without her permission, that's not how this community should behave.
It's the same as pirated music. Nobody's saying use them. They want you to use them. That's what they put them out there for. They make them for you to use them. Put them in your content. Show them off. Brag about them. But don't share them if they're not meant to be shared.
Especially to a site like Mod Network, where the person who uploads it gets paid for the downloads. Now that payment is a minuscule amount, but you didn't make the mod. You don't deserve the money for it, even if it's pennies.
It's pretty much like royalties. Royalties are pennies on the dollar for stuff, and you got to sell a lot of records to make any money. You got to, I mean, they're not getting rich off of one mod by any means.
Right.
So, and a lot of them have Patreon and PayPal and stuff like that. If you like a mod, they'll support your modder, so they'll keep doing more.
Yeah, I definitely agree with everything you just said there. And so here we come, back out to the middle of the map. The middle west side of the map. And that's pretty much everything for this map. I think we're going to go check out this other pretty charger over here and park it and call it here. We're gonna do some additional recording later of us doing some jumps and stuff, just for fun, that we're gonna put in at the end of the video here. Um, but for now, I'm Heavy Metal Gaming as Bo Duke, and
And I'm Country Bumpkin as Luke Duke.
and you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for stopping by.
Y'all come back.